I wish to welcome everyone to the August meeting of the Finance and Governance Committee. Standing committees are held as part of the council meeting process in order for the committees to consider reports prepared by council officers and to make recommendations regarding these reports to the monthly council meeting. Council delegates to the Finance and Governance Committee are Mayor Kennedy, Councillor Allgate, Councillor Boland, Councillor Byrne, Councillor Chandler, Councillor Turley. Statement of ethical obligations. All councillors undertook an oath or affirmation at the beginning of their term of office and declared to undertake the duties of the office of councillor in the best interests of the people of the Broken Hill local government area and the city of Broken Hill, and that they will faithfully and impartially carry out the functions, powers, authorities and discretions vested in them under the Local Government Act 1993 or any other act to the best of their ability and judgment. Live streaming and recording of meetings. This committee meeting is being live streamed via YouTube and recorded and published online via Council's website. To those present in the meeting today, by attending in this public meeting, you are consenting to your image, voice and comments being recorded and published. The chairperson and/or the general manager have the authority to pause the live stream if comments or debate are considered defamatory or otherwise inappropriate for publishing. Participants are advised that they may be subject to legal action if they engage in unlawful behaviour or commentary. First item, we have a call for apologies. Councillor Byrne is an apology. Do we have any further? No further apologies. We have a mover. Move Councillor Turley. Seconded, did you say? Councillor Boland. All those in favour? Carried unanimously. Leave of absence. Applications, nil. The prayer, can we have Mayor Kennedy to read the prayer?
Almighty God, we ask you to invoke your blessing upon this council, direct and prosper our deliberations to the advancement and true welfare of the people of the council area, our state and Australia. Amen.
Thank you, Mayor. Call on Councillor Chandler for the acknowledgement of the country.
We acknowledge the traditional owners of the land upon which we meet today, the land of the Willikali people, and pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging.
Thank you. Councillor Boland for the acknowledgement of the Broken Hill's mining history.
Thank you, Chair. We take time to reflect, remember and honour the over 800 miners that lost their lives and those who were crippled or maimed on the line of load. We thank the brave miners and their wives who were part of the 1919 to 1920 strike that lasted over 500 days and delivered a 35-hour working week. Mining is our past and future.
Thank you. Item 7 is the minutes for confirmation. Do we have a mover of the previous meeting minutes? Move, Councillor Chandler. Seconder, Councillor. Speakers or comment? No speakers, no comment. Put it to a vote. All those in favour? Carried unanimously. Item 8, any disclosures of interest? No disclosures of interest. Reports. Item 1, Broken Hill City Council Report number 161/25, dated June the 24th, 2025. The electoral funding obligations of elected councillors and mayors. There's 3 recommendations there. Anybody like to move the recommendations? Move, Councillor Turley. Seconded, Councillor Chandler. Speak to it. Yeah. Anybody to speak to it? All those in favour? Carried unanimously. Item 2, Broken Hill City Council Report number 162/25 dated June 18, 2025, the adoption of the draft community assistance grants policy. There's a range of recommendations there. Can we have a mover?
I'll move that way.
Councillor Boland. Seconded. Councillor Kennedy, Mayor Kennedy. Speak to it, Councillor Boland.
Thank you, Chair. Common sense policy. I note the submissions from the public, and also note there was one slight amendment based off those submissions. So, as I said, a very sensible policy, and I note the submissions from the public, and also note that one slight change as well. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Further speakers?
Just through the chair to the general manager. They're holding a general waste to art competition next year that council or Broken Hill will host, and that's going to be at the Geo Centre, is it, or happening at somewhere else?
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chair. Yes, at the Geo Centre, and we've had those conversations with them that we're happy to provide that in kind, which would be outside of the community assistance grants if they weren't eligible, so that competition can still be held at the Geo Centre. Thanks, Mr. Chair.
So just haven't heard that, of course. That means there is a significant contribution from council, even though it is outside the community assistance grants. Council doesn't want to see events stop, but by the same token, that community assistance grants there to benefit as many organisations as possible, non-for-profits. A lot of people or a lot of little organisations rely on that, and sometimes they're completely over allocated, which means that a lot of people don't get what they needed at different times. So I totally support the recommendations that are in the report, simply for the benefit of all.
Thank you. Any further speakers?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wondered, through you, Mr. Chair, to the General Manager, given that Broken Hill City Council used to run the Waste to Art project, was there any way that our art gallery could, or regional arts, could help assist in this process? So some collaboration for the organisation rather than us, given that we've now said, and I understand absolutely right, and as the Mayor said, we need to make sure all organisations have an opportunity. But I just wonder that how can we collaborate and help progress this in any way?
Mr. General Manager.
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chair. I'd have to check back in regards to when council did run the waste to art. We haven't run it for a number of years now, at least since it was recommenced. So it was Net Waste sponsored originally. So Net Waste used to provide a grant that would enable it, and we thinking back about 4 years ago when that grant happened, it went to this association for them to run it through. Council agreed last year to provide funding to keep it going because Net Waste pulled their funding requirements, but there's no requirements for council to run this program. So it'd have to be a council consideration in the next budget if council is going to bring this back in-house. A lot of the funding does go through an administration officer, and doesn't meet the community assistance grants guidelines. So we're happy to provide support in regards to the provision of a venue, being the Geo Centre, for their exhibition, which we can do through that budget process as well. But if council was looking to bring it back in-house, you'd need to make that consideration in regards to the entire art gallery budget, given that we do provide a number of exhibitions via the regional art gallery. This could potentially become that, but it would need to be a change to the exhibition program. Otherwise, it would be a further cost to council. Thanks, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. General Manager. It wasn't the question I asked. I asked if there could be some collaboration with West Darling Art and that our art gallery team may be able to help with that. It's more a collaborative rather than we take it back in.
Mr. General Manager.
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, that again would have to adjust the exhibition program because the staff are fully resourced in regards to what they are performing in their current duties. So if we were going to have that collaboration, would have to drop something off and look at that resourcing, but happy to do so if that is councillor's wish. Thanks, Mr. Chair.
Further comment? As a committee, as a chairman of that particular committee, it was never the view of the committee that they deliberately wanted to stop people applying. We wanted to, the general view of the committee was to open it up to more people, and to do that we needed to introduce some form, and the biennial arrangement seemed to be the best thing. And at a later stage, it was talked about that those groups, those deserving groups that have been awarded money this year and really need it next year, that they'd be put on a priority list if there's any funds left over, and in order of priority they'd get it. But it was never the view of the committee to deliberately eliminate people from using the system.
Could I just ask one more question? I'm not sure if I understood the answer from the general manager. So the grant, the request given by the Waste to Arts wouldn't have met the criteria because it was used for funding for a wage virtually. Is that what I got from that?
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chair. Yes, that's correct. It was a majority of the grant was funded for administrative purposes as well as to support their administrative staff as opposed to fulfilling the full requirements of the community assistance grants policy. Thanks, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, look, see, and that's a concern for me because the community assistance grants is there established to help out community organisations run events for the city. We certainly don't use our community assistance grants to pay some or an officer to provide a service. If we would do that, we would be doing it ourselves and paying an employee of council, which there's only so much council can do before there is no extra money. If you're paying extra money for a particular service or taking on an extra service, it has to come from somewhere, which means it comes from somewhere else within your budget. So I totally agree with what's written and the new policy, and I certainly don't agree with funding an administrative position within an organisation so they can run something for the council. I'm happy with what the general manager said about providing the Geo Centre, and council often will look at on a needs basis. For example, often we'll reduce charges at the Civic Centre or reduce charges at the Geo Centre, and that's what we can do as a council. We shouldn't be paying administrative costs for someone to be paid to run something.
Agreed. Further speakers? All those in favour? Carried unanimously. Item 3, Broken Hill City Council report number 163/25 dated August the 8th, 2025. The investment report for July 2025.
Move that way.
Move councillor Boland. Seconded. Councillor Chandler. Speak to it. Councillor Boland.
All noted out in the report, Mr. Chair.
Any further comments? All those in favour? Yeah, councillor, carried unanimously. Item 4, Broken Hill City Council report number 164/25 dated August the 8th, 2025. The minutes of the Audit, Risk and Improvement Committee meeting held 4th of August 2025. Do we have a mover for the recommendation of 2 points in recommendation? Mayor Turley. Mayor Turley. Mayor Kennedy. Seconder, Councillor Chandler, Mayor Chandler. Speakers, speakers. Speak to it, Mayor Kennedy.
No, just, just briefly, look, it's an important committee. It's a committee that is well worth reading the report and the minutes within the report. What it does highlight is any risks to council, so it's a good report for councillors to read, even if they're not attending.
Further speakers?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, just a couple of things. One is, and I'm sure that the GM's already done this, but just reading the comments by the committee members, whether they've had a recently tour of our infrastructure program so they can have a visual sighting of what's happening. And the second one, I can't remember the second one. Oh, sorry, just the first one. I'll just take it. So,
Mr. General Manager.
Yep, thank you through you, Mr. Chair. Yes, they have. They've had a tour each time the chairs come to Broken Hill along with the other independent, Mr. Delizio. So they've toured all of council's facilities, inclusive of our major projects moving forward as well. So they're well versed with all of our infrastructure as well as our services. The other independent hasn't come out as often, but when he has come out, he's also had a tour we've taken him through some of the high risk areas of the organisation.
thank you. Mr. Chair, when was the last time they seen, because they asked specifically about the council, about the library and talked about the delays and what was those delays and about the success of Warnock Street and how that's progressing. When was the last time they actually had an opportunity to visit those sites?
Yeah, thank you through you, Mr. Chair. I'm just getting the date of this meeting, Councillor Turley, sorry, but when this meeting was held, so I haven't got the date in front of me, but literally about 3 weeks ago, thereabouts. Thanks, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. As an observer on that committee, I thought it was one of the better meetings that was held. That's the last meeting. And that there was no ill feeling against, no ill feeling at all, whereas there had been an odd complaint at a prior meeting. But the chairman was extremely happy with the general manager's presentation, and in terms of the finance, the information given by the director sitting down there was welcomed. And I thought, all in all, it was one of the more productive meetings that went very, very smoothly. And the minutes reflect that. All those in favour? Carried unanimously. We have a call to go into closed council meeting. Move, Councillor Turley. Seconded, Councillor Boland. All those in favour? Carried unanimously. No further business. I'll close the meeting at 5